Nobody just gives away equity. So why would someone sell their house for less than it's worth? When I first started, I had this idea in my head. If I could just find someone willing to sell their house below market value, I'd win. Simple. But what I didn't understand at the time was, nobody wakes up and says, I want to lose money today. There's always a reason, and the first time I really understood that, it changed how I approached every deal after that. I remember walking a property that, on paper, made no sense. The seller was willing to take significantly less than what the house could be worth once fixed. And I kept thinking, what's wrong with this deal? So I met with the seller, and instead of jumping straight into numbers, I asked questions. And what they told me shifted everything. They had inherited the property from a family member. To me, it looked like an opportunity. To them, it felt like a burden. The house needed work. They didn't have the time, didn't have the money, didn't have the desire to manage repairs or deal with contractors. On top of that, they were dealing with everything else that came with the situation. Emotionally, financially, mentally. They didn't want top dollar. They wanted relief. Let me say that again. They didn't want the highest price. They wanted the problem gone. And that's when I realized something most people misunderstand about real estate investing. You're not in the business of buying houses. You're in the business of solving problems. Because when someone has a real problem, speed matters more than price. Certainty matters more than maximizing value. Simplicity matters more than squeezing out every dollar. And if you can provide that, now you're not competing with everyone else. Because most buyers are focused on price, but you're focused on solving the situation. Now let me be clear about something. This isn't about taking advantage of people. This is about providing a solution that works for both sides. Because a good deal is one where you get the margin you need. They get the outcome they want. That's a win-win. And those are the deals that actually close. Now, as I kept doing this, I started seeing patterns. People sell below market value when they're overwhelmed, they're relocating, they're dealing with life changes. They don't want the hassle, and none of that shows up in the listing price. That's why you can't just analyze deals from numbers alone. You have to understand the story behind the property, because that's where the opportunity is created. So now when I approach a deal, I'm not just asking, how much is this house worth? I'm asking, what's going on here? Because once you understand that, you can structure a deal that works, and that's how real investors win consistently. Follow me. Next, I'm going to walk you through a deal that looked perfect, but would have cost me thousands if I didn't catch one thing.